Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked around your life and thought, everything looks good, but deep down I know I'm capable of more? You might have a good job, responsibility, family, house, everything, but deep down you know you're capable of more. When you look in the mirror, what you see is not the man you know you're capable of becoming. Here's what I'm going to show you today. This is how I went from being a skinny, directionless, and insecure guy to building a lean, muscular body and building a completely new identity, being confident. And I did it without quitting my job, without any extreme or complicated diet, and without relying on motivation. But first of all, this video is for a very specific man. If you're tired of what you see in the mirror, knowing you're capable of more, this is for you. You might be working hard at work and being disciplined there, but when it comes to your body, it doesn't reflect the discipline you have in other areas of your life. Deep down, you know you're capable of more and you want to develop a mindset and build a belief that allows you to keep progressing also when things get hard. So, if you're successful in other areas of your life, but not in your physique, this video might be for you. You feel disciplined when you work and when you do something for other people, but when it comes to your own goals and yourself, you don't have the same discipline. This is not for you if you're looking for a quick fix, a magic supplement or diet that will just fix everything in a few weeks. Anyone who's comfortable being the same as they are right now and staying in the same place, this is not for you either. And if you're not willing to put in the work, you can just turn off this video right away. But this is for you if you're ready to build discipline, to build a new physique, and if you want to become a better version of yourself, building a new identity. So, again, from the outside, your life might look good. You have a good job, you have a stable life, family, you're doing all the things right, but something inside you just feels off. The funny thing is, the mirror will tell the truth. What you want to see is strength, presence, confidence, and it's not about vanity, it's about confidence. Your body affects the way you carry yourself, and it also affects the way other people see you and perceive you. And last but not least, it affects the way you make decisions. But before going into more detail, I want to tell a bit about myself. If you don't know me yet, my name is Martin. For years, I worked in the financial sector and I had a great career. I was getting more and more responsibility at work. From the outside, everything looked good. I grew up believing that I had to go to school, find a good job, and then work until I was 70, and then I could retire. And I was following that path. It wasn't until a point where I was getting very, very close to burning out. I was working constantly, I was being more and more stressed, and also I felt completely directionless. At a point, I could come home from work and I didn't even know how I got home. So I couldn't remember if I had taken the train or if I was with the bus. I just felt burned out, to be honest. So I started looking for answers. And I did it by starting investing in myself. To begin with, I bought a lot of books. I read all of them. And then I started getting into coaching and personal development. And I met a lot of great people with great mindset and great dreams. And over the past 7 years, I have spent more than $100,000 investing in myself. And I'm not saying this to brag or to sound trendy, but I just realized that if I wanted something completely different from what most people are doing and having, I needed to change the way I think and I needed to change how I do things. I knew I wanted a different life, so I had to just make a change. At the same time, I started working out in the gym. And first, I thought it was about building a new physique that could fit the new identity. But what I realized was that I was building something internal. The gym became my anchor. It became a way for me to reset my mindset, to break down all the stress I was building up. And when I started going to the gym, consistently, I noticed that I built more discipline in other areas of my life as well. But the real change really happened 2 years ago, where my life completely reset. I went through a breakup with my ex, who I had been with for more than 8 years, and we had everything together: house, pets, vacation home, cars. I had been building this life for years, and suddenly it was all gone. I had to find a new home. I had just started a new job, and to top it all off, I broke my arm pretty bad, and I couldn't work out. I couldn't even move my own stuff from my old house to the new house. I had to get help with that as well. And this was a very, very low point of my life. Everything was new to me. But at some point, I made a decision. Instead of just feeling sorry for myself, I decided that this was not going to be the end of my story. This was going to be the beginning of me rebuilding the life I really wanted. Now I had the opportunity to really do what I wanted for me, and I decided to stop drifting, and I chose to focus. And I focused on three things. The first thing I focused on was my new job: show up and perform, provide value as much as possible. Secondly, I wanted to rebuild my physique, and I want to show to myself that I was able of building a physique I could be proud of instead of just being the skinny guy I had always been. And third, I wanted to find my purpose. I wanted to figure out what I was meant to be doing. And I tried everything. I started investing in stocks. I tried crypto. I built a web shop. I also had a esport team at some point and was co-owner of that for a couple of years. I even grew a Instagram theme page to more than 100,000 followers. But none of it really felt right. It wasn't until I noticed something. When I started to change myself, the way I ate, the way I worked out, people around me started to change as well. At work, people had been making jokes when I started eating healthy and started working out. Oh, here come Mr. Fitness, Mr. Big Guy. But at some point, the jokes became questions. What are you eating? How are you working out? They could see the change I was making, and suddenly they want to know what I was doing and how I was doing it. And I noticed that when the people around me started implementing the answers I gave them, they started to change too. And that was when something clicked inside me. I started to think, what if I could fully commit to this and start helping other people transform their life just as I was transforming my life? This really motivated me. And I felt a fire and a sense of direction that I hadn't experienced ever before. And here's the truth that most people won't tell you: your problem is not lack of motivation. It's not that you have bad genetics or that you need more information. The real problem is your identity. It's the way you see yourself. And most guys, they work out like this, or they start changing themselves like this. And they get stuck in this cycle of random workouts, random diets, random bursts of motivation, starting, stopping, no structure, and therefore no new identity. And that's why they quit. And nothing will really change until you change yourself. Your body will follow your identity. So when you start seeing yourself as a disciplined individual, your actions will start to change. And when your actions change, your results will follow. If you take all the necessary steps, your body choice but to change as well. And once you start seeing yourself with this new identity, that is when everything changes. I developed what I call the identity fitness method. And it's a system that I developed through my own personal transformation and from all the years of investing in mindset, personal development, fitness, and coaching. And I've been coaching men with the same struggles that I had, either building muscle or losing fat. What it does is that fitness will become the foundation for your new identity. The system is built on three principles. First of all, structure beats motivation every day. When you have a structure and a plan to follow, you will remove the daily decision fatigue. You don't have to think about what to eat or think about what to work out. You just have to follow the plan that we have laid out. Secondly, your body will become proof. And when you're doing the right things, you will start to see change. And the confidence we build will come from the promises that you're keeping to yourself. And when you start doing the things consistently, you also build the discipline. And with the discipline comes the identity. And that's the third principle: disciplines build identity. So the consistency we are building is not just about the physique and the workouts, it's about the new individual that you are becoming, building a new identity. So, what happens when you start applying this system? You're not just building muscle, you are building confidence, self trust, direction, and presence. When you start seeing yourself in another way and you have a body that shows that you are a disciplined man, you will start carrying yourself in a completely new way. So, when my clients follow this program for 12 weeks, something very powerful happens. And they go from skinny and insecure to lean, muscular, and confident. But the biggest change isn't physically, it's internal. They are beginning to trust themselves again, and that's when everything changes. That change will carry over in other areas of your life. You will start carrying yourself with more confidence, and that spills over at your work, with your family, and people will start perceiving you in a new way. So if you're watching this right now and some of this resonates with you, reach out to me on Instagram and DM me the word identity. Let's just have a conversation about where you are and where you want to be and to see if I can help you. But if you're ready to make a change and I'm the right match for you, I'll be happy to help. The truth is, you don't need more motivation, you don't need more information. What you need is structure. You need to build self trust again so you can start trusting yourself. With the self trust comes the discipline, and with the discipline comes the confidence. And that's where we see the real change. So if you're ready to build a new physique, a new identity, I'll be happy to help and reach out to me and we'll take it from there.